What's going on? It's your big bro Tren, man. I'm hot today. I'm hot. I'm fired up. And I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. Because this is what I do. This is what I do. I got knowledge. Didn't even have to finish college. People are triggered. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Listen to this message right here. This is my last message for the day before I get my weekend started. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Listen. This is why you don't have a lot of friends. And this is why people are scared today to befriend people. All right. Most people nowadays, that this technological society that we live in nowadays, where cell phones have literally taken over people's mental constructs, most people easily get triggered by other people just in a snap of a finger, because everybody's beginning to live in like what it's like a personal little selfish little box of way of thinking. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's in their own little bubble, and they get scared if somebody gets close to their bubble, taps their bubble. Even people, if you look at their bubble, they will get triggered. If you say something and they can hear you from your little bubble, it will trigger people. People will be ready to fight you because you look different and you're close to their bubble. All right. And this has been caused by indoctrination, propaganda, the media, all right, social media, all these social norms, black, white, gay, lesbian, LGBTQ, religion, Muslim, left, right, Republican, Democrat, black, white, all of these social norms that they put us in has everybody so divided to the point that if somebody hears something come out of your mouth that they don't like, they don't know how to process it without reacting. You get what I'm saying? When you have a strong mind, okay, when your chakras are in alignment, you have a strong mind, your heart chakra is operating properly. Your root chakra is tamed. You feel me? Your crown chakra, throat chakra. When you have everything in alignment, there's nothing that nobody can do to you that will trigger you to react negatively. This is how you know you in the highest form of spirituality. This is how you know you are in your highest consciousness. I'll give you an example. It's like watching a scary movie. Like most people cannot watch a scary movie. You know what I mean? Like an Exorcist movie or a movie where it's like Saw 3, 4, 5 or something. Like most people cannot watch that movie because it might not be their genre. It might just not be their type of movie that they watch. But the reason why most people can't watch it and choose not to watch it is because they know that they will be triggered. Okay? Another example is like if somebody who doesn't drink alcohol, they have decided not to drink alcohol because they know that the consumption of alcohol would get their body out of alignment and they will be triggered to react negatively, you know, because they are under the influence of alcohol. They will act negatively to somebody in their surroundings, or they will end up doing something that will have major consequences to it, like driving in a car and getting a ticket or having an accident. All right. So the point I'm making is that nowadays we live in a society where people are so triggered and so sensitive and desensitized. It's kind of like you got to be careful about even what you say. All right. Hey, Alexa, turn off the music. You got to be even careful about what you say. Even though we live in a world where there's freedom of speech and we have all these social medias where people can comment, you know, and people can like your stuff. It doesn't matter. It can still turn people off because you post something. It's like that nowadays. They don't have to know you personally. They don't have to have kicked it with you in real life. They don't have to actually dissect what you meant and debate with you about why you said what you said. It's just as simple as something as simple as posting a simple picture about how you feel. It will trigger one of your friends to not like you no more and not call you for 3 days. Again, because we live in a world nowadays where the cell phones and the computer technology and AI and all this stuff has made people become so desensitized to other people's truths. When in all actuality, everybody has a right to their own belief about everything. Everybody has a right to do what they want to do. And everybody's sinners. Everybody is sinners. There's not one perfect person on the face of the earth, and it never will be, ever since the story of Jesus Christ. That's it, according to what the scriptures say. But you will have people walking around here that will be condemning, that will be chastising, that will be convicting other people for sins as if they are Jesus, when they are sinners just as they are not Jesus. They are sinners too. But again, all of this stuff stems from people not knowing how to control their mind. All right. Once you learn how to control your mind and your thoughts and what you believe and how you think, once you can sit back and look at your thoughts on the screen of space and listen to them all go by, right, you will begin to be picking. You will begin to be able to pick and choose the thoughts that you want to cater to. But see, we live in a society now where most people are mentally sick. OK, and this is what my job is as a life coach. I help people who have problems thinking. OK, I have to help people who have problems thinking because I've already did the thinking. You feel me? I've mastered my thoughts. You understand? And I know how the subconscious mind works in correlation to the conscious mind, all the way from the frontal lobe to the occipital lobe to the parietal lobe, and every lobe in the whole mind, even down to the neurons and neurotransmitters and the dendrites. Okay, I know how the brain works. Okay, so I've studied this stuff, folks. Even though I haven't even went to school, I've studied this stuff and I know how people think. All right. But the point that I'm telling you this stuff is because I always, on my channel here, I'm always conducting experiments behind the scenes that nobody doesn't even know I'm doing to see how people react. Okay. It's like separating the wheat from the shaft. It's like getting some weed repellent and spraying it on the sidewalk in the cracks where the weeds are growing just to see if it's a real weed or it's a fake weed. And if it's a fake weed, you know, it's going to stay there because it ain't a real weed. You get what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying. I'm being sarcastic. Okay. There are a lot of fake people who want to stay around you because you probably haven't triggered them yet. Chosen ones, star seeds. Okay. But keep in mind, most of the time, if people decide to run from you or they decide to not want to have anything to do with you, keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have to do because you're a bad person. All right. And I know you probably go through this from time to time thinking, I'm a bad person. They don't like me. I did something wrong. I said something wrong. I didn't wear the right hair. I didn't have the right nails on. I didn't look right. Listen, most of the time, it's not really you that has the problem. Most of the time, it be other people who have the problem, who can't control their emotions of how they feel about things because they don't have control over their mind yet. A lot of people are still babies in their mind, no matter if they're adult or not. A lot of people still cannot control their thoughts. So again, people are easily triggered by certain little nuances that you might do sitting at the table with like 5-10 people. You know what I mean? Like if you the type of person, you sitting at the table with like 5 people, right? And y'all all having this serious conversation and you was just the one to get up and go to the bathroom because you had to use the bathroom and you didn't tell nobody, but you just went up and got to the bathroom. When you came back, you noticed though on everybody's face that everybody was looking kind of pale and stale and upset and just like looking at you like with the mean mug face. Like, why did you do that? You look suspicious now. Did you go in the bathroom and load up a gun? Like, this is how people have become now, again, because of technology and artificial intelligence is thinking for people now. You got Alexa thinking for people now. You got Siri thinking for people now. You got ChatGPT thinking for people now. You got the algorithms thinking for people now to the point that they don't really know how to use their own brain in reality. You get what I'm saying? So people will be triggered about the simplest things. As an example, me just getting up here discussing stuff about sexuality, it triggers people. It triggers people. It makes people think about stuff that they dealt with in the past. They triggered. They gone. It makes people think about the holy scriptures and what God said. It triggers them. They're gone. But they're Christ-like though. But they're supposed to be Christ-like and Christ-loving though. But they're gone. You got people that literally sit around and fake and make you think that they are so holier than thou, right? They're so holy in the thou, and they will cast you a stone like they don't have no sin. And they will run and hide and put their face up under a rock. But they will still watch you from a distance in the house on the hill with binoculars. This is how people have become so sensitive and so weak and feeble that nobody's strong. Nobody's emotionally strong. Nobody can't. A lot of people, if you start debating, like I'm talking right now to your friend or something like that about a serious topic that just concerns you, to most people, a debate is an argument. Why? Because a lot of people can't come back to you with something intelligent, with wisdom in it, and something of truth, right? That actually makes sense to be able to sit down and have a podcast with you without getting violent. This is why you have so many people in the hood still, and so many so-called gangsters in the hood that's doing crimes and committing acts of violence and stuff like that. It's not because they thugs, or it's because they hard, or they G's, or whatever you want to call them. It's because they are still having reached an adolescence in their emotional reactions. They haven't reached the adolescence, a mature state of consciousness, to where if they brother do something that they don't like, they don't know how to just sit back and just chill. Only thing they know how to do is react off impulse. You know what I mean? Most people react off fight or flight. If they can't fight, they will run. If they can't debate with you, and if you're smarter than them, if you're more intelligent than them, and they can't beat you in an argument, they'll run. Fellas, you'll come in contact with a lot of women who, if they can't beat you mentally and manipulate you, they will run to the hills and try to make it seem like you're the bad person, which is called gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of narcissists play role on people who are naive and people who are very gullible, and the less likely to try to do something to anybody. Narcissists play on these people because narcissists are controlling. The only reason why narcissists do this to those people is because narcissists couldn't do that to a person who they couldn't control. Okay? See, it's all about people's reaction. Once you learn how to master what you react to, then everything life will just flow. Life will be able to just flow, and you'll just go with the wave. You'll always be in rhythm. You'll always have all the universal laws in alignment, law of correspondence, law of cause and effect. You will see all the universal laws just happen before your eyes, and you will be in sync with your left brain and your right brain at the same time, and you will be in complete alignment. If you knew how to control your emotions and your thoughts to where you don't react to every damn thing that you see and that you see happen. The most quietest person in the room is the most smartest person in the room, because he can sit there without tripping out and flipping out over something that somebody else is doing. You feel me? And I can do this. And I know you probably can do this too if you're still watching this video to this extent. But like, a lot of people can't do that. You're like me, just getting up here, sitting up here talking about the LGBT community, which I didn't never say I was gay, but I just wanted to talk about topics that I had for that community, to that community. All right. And create a debate in the comment section where we talked about things and discuss things. Don't you know something as simple as that trigger people to like unsubscribe? It's going to be the same people that unsubscribe. They're going to come back right tomorrow when I talk about something to their liking, because they just want me to tickle their ears. They're not able to sit back and just see me post something or talk about something that is completely not anything that they're interested in and just let me get away with it. But see, again, narcissistic people that are very, very triggered, people that don't know how to control themselves, and they see you do something. If they see you post a picture as a man with another woman, if you don't even got your arm around her, you're not even touching her. But if she sees you posting a picture with that girl and that girl is prettier than her, then she's going to not like you no more. And you thought she was going to be the girl of your dreams. This is because people are easily triggered. Okay? So you can't be triggered like these Decepticons. These people run away from anything that they don't understand. All right? They run away from anything that they understand. The same people who believe in the scriptures and Christ and stuff like that, they be the same people that if Christ came back in the flesh again today, who condemn him and say he ain't the Son of God, still to this day. If he came back today, everybody want Christ to come back, right? It'll be the same people who want Christ to come back. And if he came back in human flesh again, and he was walking the earth, healing people and stuff like that, it'll be the same people that say he the devil. Same people. Because this is not something that is happening with the physical. This is all internal. You're not going to change anything in the external world until you change who you are in the internal world. If you're overly reacting to stuff outside of you, that's because on the inside of you, you're not solid yet. You don't know who you are. Because if you knew who you were, stuff out here will not matter. It'll just flow by all the time. People just come to you, say stuff, it won't get to you. Next. I still like you though. We can still kick it later. You know what I'm saying? Things will just happen. A car cut out in front of you. You won't blow the horn like most people. It's because they're easily triggered. They don't know how to sit back and just be at peace and be still. Anything people do not understand, they run away from it because they're not mature spiritually. Again, when you are mature spiritually, mentally, emotionally, a lot of things that bother you, it won't bother you. And you'll notice that half of the things that do come into your life, you are actually manifesting those things because they bother you. But when you're not fazed by things and the outside world doesn't determine how you feel on the inside, then your blessings will all just come to you randomly, simultaneously, all the time. You'll always be more blessed than you was today than yesterday. Always. Why? Because you're not shooting yourself in the foot over every small little thing that happens and reacting to everything that happens. So don't be triggered by what you see. Keep who you are on the inside solid. Just because somebody says something that you don't agree with, don't mean you got to go up and make a hate post about them. You know what I mean? Just because I sit up here and I talk about all these different topics in the world, okay? I'm not a one-track guy where I just talk about this every day, this cornflakes. No, I talk about Cocoa Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Pops. I'm the dude that talks about multiple different areas of knowledge because I'm very intelligent. I'm not just some little dude that's trapped in a box with like 4 sides to him. No, I'm not him. Okay. So I scare a lot of people when I talk about things that they never are afraid to talk about. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm just not that dude that's like talking about just one little thing, like you know what I mean? Like I'm not him. I'm not him. And if you are scared of me talking about certain stuff that beyond your imagination, then don't watch that video that day. It's not rocket science. It's not really like rocket science. Okay, I'm subscribed to so many different content creators that I watch. I got at least like 30, 40 people that I'm following right now. These guys and do I got some girls? Probably. These people who I'm subscribed to, they post videos every day and I see some of the stuff they post and I just say, I ain't gonna watch that today. Because it might not have been my cup of tea that day. But that don't mean I'm going to be triggered by one of my people who I'm a fan of and condemn them and be like, I hate you now. I don't like you. You're all over the place. You scare me. Like, that is so immature. No, I'm going to respect that person. That's his stuff. That's what he's on today. Cool. That's what he on today. I'll wait till he get back on the inflation stuff because I'm going to watch the inflation stuff. Okay, but it disturbs me. It really scares me and it bothers me when I see people who are supposedly woke people. Okay, I'm not talking about real estate agent channels that I watch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about automotive channels that I watch. I'm not talking about the pets channel that I'm subscribed to. I'm talking about spiritually conscious woke people disturb me the most because they seem to be the people who don't know life at all, period. It seems like woke people have the most problems internally. And it's supposed to be the other way around. Don't you find it to be true sometimes? If you're a chosen one, it's like spiritual people are the most weird people and disrespectful people of all the different niches that there are, but they supposed to be the most godliest people. How does that happen? How does that make any sense? You know why I know how it don't make no sense? Because some people are not real like they say they are. Some people are not real chosen ones like they say they are. People just want to call themselves chosen, but they don't know how to be still and be at peace. They don't know how to do that, but they chosen though. You're not really a chosen one if you are easily triggered. You're not. You're not a chosen one if stuff disturbs you and gets to you so bad that you have to fight somebody. You're not a chosen one if stuff gets to you so bad that you have to curse your friend out. You're not chosen. You're just on the way to becoming chosen, but you have to get your emotions in alignment and you have to get your thoughts in order to the point that you can do anything and all things through him who strengthens you, okay? Because you know how to keep yourself at strength and you know how to control yourself and you know how to control your attitude. You know how to control your mind. You know how to control your worries and your doubts and your fears. So I just wanted to get on here to clear this up because I know I'm a multi-dimensional person and my mind is so big and so expansive. And sometimes I can go beyond your mind and start talking about the pie in the sky. And it might come off so strange to you because it's so different. Well, guess what? We different. Are you different? Because I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. So I hope this video gave somebody some reassurance as to who I am, because people still act like they don't know who I am. Still act like you don't know who I am. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Well, I guess I hope you do. I know who you are. That's why I made this video, man. It's your big bro Tren. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.